Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma arrived at the perfect time, just a few weeks after the launch of Switch Satin and in between two big releases. Downtime like that can be a great time for games like Rune Factory to wow players, and that's exactly what the latest entry does. Part village building simulator, part hack and slash, Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma offers a seriously addictive combination, one that'll win the hearts of anyone fond of farming simulators. In Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, you'll slowly build out a small village, get to know its quirky inhabitants, and even fall in love. There's a dozen characters to romance, allies that can be brought out with you on monster hunting excursions, and plenty of upgrades that can be applied to your village. It's this upgrade loop that makes the game particularly Moorish, getting increasingly elaborate as you move from village to village building out your bases.
Enter the shattered world of the Lands Between in Elden Ring Tarnished Edition, now conquering Nintendo Switch 2. As a tarnished warrior, rise from exile to claim the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord. Craft your hero from 9 classes, including the new Heavy Knight, and roam a vast, seamless open world teeming with emigons, ancient dragons, and treacherous dungeons. Master punishing yet fair Souls-like combat, wield colossal swords, unleash devastating sorceries, or summon allies for co-op raids. Discover hidden secrets, forge your path through biomes from stormy peaks to poison swamps, and face iconic bosses like Melania. The Tarnished Edition bundles the base game, Shadow of the Tree DLC, plus fresh content like new starting classes and gear. Optimized for Switch 2's power, it delivers immersive handheld action at up to 1080p docked and 720p portable.
Hitman World of Assassination Signature Edition brings everyone's favorite killer to the new console. Playing the game in handhold mode is a real delight, allowing you to tackle missions in bite-sized chunks and opening up a more casual way to play. Still, this is the same game that continues to receive updates to this day on other platforms, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. There are a couple of Nintendo-themed clothing options, but Hitman World of Assassination is largely unchanged for Switch 2. Thankfully, the game is still absolutely brilliant, with the Exo Freelancer mode being a real highlight. Featuring levels from the 3 main games, as well as a bunch added as DLC, this is a complete package that'll keep you busy for hours. Now, when are we getting 007 First Light again?
Fortnite received a massive upgrade for Nintendo Switch 2 at launch. Now, the game runs at a steady 60 frames per second, and the mouse mode can be used in Battle Royale matches. The mouse controls are particularly great, allowing you to use one Joy-Con as your mouse for aiming and shooting, and the other controller for movement. It's a sort of mouse and keyboard / controller hybrid that feels fantastic to use. Elsewhere, Fortnite offers plenty outside of the headline Battle Royale mode. There's LEGO Fortnite Odyssey, a full-blown survival crafting game, the high-stakes racing of Rocket Racing, and the Guitar Hero throwback stylings of Fortnite Festival. That's before you add in Fortnite OG, Fortnite Ballistic, and all of the user-generated maps. If you're short of things to play on your shiny new Nintendo Switch 2, Fortnite is practically 10 games in one, with plenty of variety to keep you interested while waiting for new releases.
It's not often that a console launches with an open-world game, let alone a racing game. Mario Kart World was the first entry in the series to offer an open world for players to roam in between races. And in true Nintendo fashion, it does so to great success. There are side quests, trials, NPCs, secrets, and tons of costumes to unlock. Compared to other open-world games, Mario Kart World is a bit barren, even with the activities listed. Still, as an overall package, it was a fun racing game to kick off the Switch 2's lifecycle.
Donkey Kong Bananza was the next big exclusive to hit the console after Mario Kart World, and it does not disappoint in terms of bringing Donkey Kong back into the spotlight. Stronger than ever before, Donkey Kong can bash through nearly every surface across a wide range of biomes, all connected vertically. While it's not a seamless open world, the environments players can explore are vast and chock full of secrets to uncover, like hidden levels and various resources that can be used to gear up Donkey Kong.
Plus, he's joined by Pauline, who adds some extra flavor to a game that is already brimming with energy.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was the launch game from the Switch, and it's now enhanced on the Switch 2 to an incredible degree. It loads faster, the frame rate is smoother, and it's just an overall looker, even by modern standards. It helped redefine what a Zelda game could be, and Nintendo hit it out of the park between the shrine puzzles, NPCs, physics systems, and the vastness of the world. Even Souls-like fans jumped on board with the original Switch version because it was one of the most challenging Zelda games Nintendo had ever created. The enhanced version on the Switch 2 loses none of that challenge, but simply improves the experience from a technical and visual standpoint.
The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom takes place in the same Hyrule as Breath of the Wild, with the surface world being more or less the same as what's seen in its predecessor. The reason why it still works as a new game is that fans can now explore the sky and the underground. It made an already big game bigger, which not every fan enjoyed, as more is not always better. That said, the more unique thing about this sequel was Link's ability to fuse weapons out of objects found throughout the world and to craft things like fully powered vehicles, which helped create a helpful community of inventors online and took the game's creative freedom to unprecedented heights.
Cyberpunk 2077 didn't have a great launch in 2020, but in 2025, it's now a fantastic game on consoles, including the Switch 2, which is astounding. It may not look as good as the PS5 version, for example, but the port is still astoundingly solid, as it's not a simple game. There are a lot of moving parts, not to mention the impressive visuals and the fast-paced combat. Players can explore Night City and commit cybercrimes, or explore the deserts surrounding this futuristic haven to take on bandits. Any way that players want to live out their cyberpunk life, the game has an answer, with a deep customization system of abilities and a thrilling story that Keanu Reeves fans will not want to miss. No Man's Sky also had a rough launch. But after almost a decade's worth of updates, the game is exactly what Hello Games promised originally, in advertisements, and has arguably gone beyond anything players imagine the game could be. It's more like an open galaxy game, as players can fly to a literal infinite number of planets, either alone or with friends, easily making it the biggest game on the Switch 2. Players can soar to a planet, harvest resources, examine wildlife, and perhaps even engage in a little bit of combat, which is not the focus, even though the various fighting systems have improved over the years. It's one of the most chill games ever created, and it's a perfect game for anyone craving a seemingly never-ending experience.
Hogwarts Legacy did release a Switch version, and it was infamously flawed compared to what the game offered on the other consoles. Finally, Nintendo fans can live out their Harry Potter dreams without much resistance as the game runs and looks leagues better with the Switch 2 version. Go to class alongside other students, learn spells, fight evil, and so on. Players can explore Hogwarts at their leisure, which is a sizable map on its own, but the surrounding grounds and countryside are even more impressive. Players can explore on foot, on a broomstick, or even on an animal mount once they're unlocked later in the game.